Okay, so let's dive into this. We've got some really interesting source material today.
Yeah, this one takes us to Batavia, New York.
Right, specifically the Richmond Memorial Library there.
Mm. And its story starts quite a while back, doesn't it? 1889, I think?
Yeah, 1889,
Okay.
commissioned by Mary E. Richmond. It was a memorial for her son.
Right, right. And the building itself, well, it's pretty impressive architecturally.
Oh, definitely. The sources mention James Gould Cutler as the designer.
And that Richardsonian Romanesque style, really solid stone arches.
Gives a sense of, well, permanence and history, obviously.
Absolutely. It even got added to the National Register of Historic Places back in 74.
1974, yeah. So it's got the history, it's got the architecture.
For sure.
What we really want to unpack in this deep dive is, how does this historic place function today?
Exactly. Is it just a beautiful relic, or is it something more?
The sources really suggest it's more. They paint it as this living heart of the community.
Yeah, a dynamic center, which is fascinating, right? How does a place like that stay so relevant?
So what are the sources telling us about how it's doing that? What makes it tick beyond just being a historic building with books?
Well, a big piece seems to be adapting to, modern needs.
Yeah.
Digital access is huge.
Digital, like ebooks and that sort of thing?
Yeah, ebooks, audiobooks, streaming media, but also practical stuff like mobile printing, making resources available however people need them.
So it's not just about coming into the building anymore?
Not at all, though what happens inside is also key.
Okay, like learning opportunities. Is it still that quiet, shushing place?
Well, probably sometimes. But the sources describe way more. They've got programs for, all ages.
Such as?
Things like Play Cafe
Mm.
for little kids, early literacy stuff.
Okay.
And then tech help for adults. Classes, even one-on-one tutoring.
That's crucial these days.
Totally. And community-wide things, too, like Richmond Reads.
Oh, where everyone reads the same book.
Yeah, it gets people talking. Sometimes they bring the author in. It builds that shared experience,
That sounds great. And what about its role as, a keeper of local history?
Yeah.
Libraries often do that.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where the traditional stuff really shines, but made accessible. They have a big microfilm collection.
Microfilm. Wow, okay.
Yeah. Old newspapers, the Batavia Daily News Archives are mentioned. Decades of local history right there.
Invaluable for researchers, I bet. Or genealogy.
Yep. They offer genealogy assistance, too, connecting people with their past.
So it's blending the old and the new, the physical records, the digital access.
Exactly. And then there's the whole community hub aspect.
Right, you mentioned that. How does that play out? What makes it feel like a hub?
Well, the sources point to just a ton of events. Movie nights, music, workshops.
Things that bring people together.
For sure. And dedicated programs like STEAM adventures for teens, science, tech, engineering, arts, math.
Keeping it relevant for younger people, too.
Mm-hmm. Plus, local groups use their meeting rooms. And they even do outreach, like library visits for older adults who can't get out easily.
Wow, reaching across the county, the sources said.
Yeah, it really feels like they're living up to that mission statement the sources included.
Which was about assuring access to resources, educational, informational, recreational.
In a safe and comfortable environment.
Yeah.
It feels like they're actively doing that, not just stating it.
So it's not just a building, it's really a service, an active part of the community's fabric.
Precisely. The sources build a strong case that its success comes from that constant adaptation, meeting needs, whatever they are.
Okay, wrapping this up then. The Richmond Memorial Library really stands out as, well, the great example.
Yeah, of how a traditional place, steeped in history, can absolutely thrive today.
It's not stuck in the past. It's adapted. It's offering digital tools, learning for everyone, vital local history, community connections.
It shows that public spaces can remain essential if they're, responsive.
Definitely. So maybe a final thought for you listening.
Mm-hmm.
Considering how this one library transformed from essentially a historical monument into this bustling modern hub, what could that mean for other public spaces? Maybe in our own communities?
Yeah, what's the potential for adaptation elsewhere? How can other institutions stay indispensable?
Something to think about.